Hey, hey.
Everyone, welcome. Hey, can we get Jason the microphone? Is that too much, too hard? All these waters are for you, by the way.
Thank you.
All the waters are all for you.
Right. Thank you guys. I appreciate being here. How's everyone feeling today?
Good.
Man, I haven't been to Philly probably in 4 years. Maybe I was here one time, so I'm very excited to be here. And I had one of those Listerines and about straight
Yes, yes,
burn in my mouth. No, it's good. It's good. Guys, I just want to tell you I'm very excited about this whole Comic Cons and life and this whole thing called Wow Factor. I have something called the Wow Factor, and I just want to let you know what it is. My instructor a long time ago taught me when I teach the kids in karate that the parents have to leave and go, wow, that was the best class. So it reminded me today of everyone going, wow, that was the best show I've ever seen. So then I thought about this whole wow factor. And last night I had this little dream about it, and I thought I'd share it with my fans. How can you apply the wow factor to your life? I think in job, right? When you do your job, has your boss ever said, wow, what a good job? Maybe we're not passionate about what we do, but we got to do our job fullest to our passion and have our boss leave and go, wow. This applies into relationships, right? I know that's hard, but it applies into relationships. It applies to being a father. Having my girl go, wow, you're the best dad. It applies to my karate school. Having parents leave and go, wow, you guys, not just me, all my staff are like the best teachers. So I thought I'd share that with you a little bit. And have you ever heard the wow factor? Yeah? No? Maybe not? Now you have. So your mission today and every day is try to have that wow factor with people. You know, if they meet you or your job or relationships or being a father or whatever it is, just try to apply that in life. So everybody go, wow! Everyone say wow. Everybody go, wow! Wow! Because when you guys come up, you're like, wow! I'm your biggest fan. You know you guys do that. You guys trying to contain yourself. You know? So anyway, I just thought I'd share that with you. The wow factor.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
I just got that before I got here. It's like, wow, look at that suit.
Wow, that's the same thing about your suit.
Thank you, sir. I'm not in a suit.
That's all right. I said that about your hair. I used to have long hair.
I want to talk to you about your school because you passed what you've learned because you're what, 8th degree?
Yeah.
Self-defense?
Yeah.
Back up? Yeah. Just 8th grade. Doesn't even matter what it is. Just 8th grade. How many thousand?
Real quick, sorry. I was trying to give you the sign. Thanks. Yeah, 8th degree black belt. Been in karate my whole entire life since I was 4. Just trained, and it's longevity of karate and longevity of something that you do. And then again, put all your passion into it.
Yeah.
You know, and make the people go wow, and then you get moved up in rank. Welcome.
Yeah, I finally found Waldo. Thank God. I had no idea where you were. I hate when that happens. But you give away, now I look on your site, you give away a month free training?
Yeah, the training. Yeah, I have an online training course. Took me a long time to figure out the name. TrainMeJDF.com. Really good. It's called TrainMeJDF.com. It's an online course. And not getting black belt there. But you're going to learn discipline. Because how many times have we bought a CD, DVD, whatever it was back in the time, and we got so pumped up watching it because it's going to get you in shape, or drink this product because it gets you in shape, and then you get it and you do nothing with it.
Yeah.
You know, you get the product and they're like, hey, look at Choose the Lion, or you get a video. You know, Tybo was a big thing back in the days. Billy Blanks, you get a video and then you put it away. This is kind of it's an online course and it kind of disappears.
Okay.
But it gives you discipline. Sometimes we feel like we don't have the time, and I know we don't. Yeah. But I worked out in my hotel room. I put up different stations, and not just for anything else, not for health reasons. I like to stay in shape, but mentally, I like to take that time to do it for yourself. Whatever it is, working out, cosplay, singing, writing, you have to take the time to do that. Because if you don't, then you won't lose your creativity, but you'll probably lose your passion to do what you want to do.
That's definitely. You have so many great sayings and great inspirational quotes you have on Twitter and on your Instagram page. But my favorite is, and I want to know where you came up with this: Jesus doesn't tap.
Yeah. It was just a clothing.
I've never seen him tap once.
It's just like tap out means quit, never give up. And it was just a saying that, you know, I don't like to bring, honestly, religion into my fans or relationships. That's why I don't talk about it too much, but I'm blessed and I believe in what I believe in. And it was just, you know, Jesus didn't tap. I didn't need no fighter to promote the brand. He was the best of all times and never gave up. And yeah, it was just an old saying many years ago.
It's great stuff. We have Power Rangers fans here, obviously. And I don't know if I didn't think I could get through this entire panel without talking about it once. But did it still blow your mind that it's almost 30 years later?
26, it's like,
sorry.
4 years is a lot. 26. Yeah, I think the passion is the same. I just think that you're all growing up to be able to share your passion now. Because let's be honest, people sometimes don't listen and hear our kids. I know it's one of the things, but they don't. Kids have a lot to say. It's always, you're stressed. What are you stressed about? Oh yeah, he's got a job. And we got this. It's kind of like, kids do stress. Maybe over just what flavor ice cream should I get, vanilla or chocolate? It's still a stress. So I think a lot of people didn't listen to the kids. Now the kids are all growing up and like, you know, we don't need parents. We can do what we want. Comic books, toys, yeah. We can watch whatever we want. Maybe your parent was one to say, don't watch, it's a too violent show. But violence was created before movie cameras.
Yes.
And there's a certain way of teaching and educating people on what violence is, and what not to do, then just ignore it and shove it, you know, oh, let's not talk about that, it's too violent. So there were some kids, parents thought we were too violent. And now we're back full-time being violent on Nickelodeon. Can't stop us.
When you auditioned for it, did you have any idea? I mean, when someone said, okay, we want you to read for this part of, you're going to be wearing an expanded leotard and with a helmet on, and you're going to have to do, when it was first described to you,
No, probably not, because the way you described it, I don't think anyone would do the role. They kind of trick you. Like, hey, it's Hollywood, it's a movie. But actually, if I was explaining that, I would have been like, cool, I'm a superhero.
Okay.
I just didn't know anything about the Rangers. You know, I was a Marvel comic book fan. I knew all the comics, and I just never heard of Power Rangers at all. And then when I auditioned for it, it didn't matter what it was. Like I told people before, you're born into your blueprint. 46 years, I was born into where I'm supposed to be right now, not just by coincidence. And I got the role and put all my passion in it. It was supposed to end, you know, I don't know, I said 15, maybe 14 episodes, maybe 12, 16, I don't know. But when I started the show, and we already filmed the show, the actual show was already canceled on Fox. So when I started the show, I didn't know the show was canceled. So we shot 40 episodes, turned it into Fox, and Fox canceled it. They said, well, you get 6 weeks, and we're done. And after 6 weeks, we beat X-Men, and we beat all that. So when I found out I beat X-Men, I was a big Wolverine fan and X-Men fan, so I was like, oh man, we beat X-Men. So this has got to be something good. I would have stayed anyway, even if we didn't even beat Barney. I don't even know if we beat Barney.
So let me.
I'm not saying I would like to beat Barney.
we knew you couldn't.
So who would love to beat Barney? No, I'm just kidding.
So being a Marvel fan, right, and already being a superhero, like, are you like when you follow this and you see what these new younger actors coming into all this? I mean, is it reminiscent to you? Like you see?
Yeah, I would, sorry, man. I would approach, you have to understand that Power Rangers is still, for me, as a comic book collector, we're like our own brand, but it's still hollow and shallow for me, because I wanted to be part of Marvel, and we never were. I wanted to be part of DC, we did a crossover in the comics. I was a big comic book collector. So when I did Bloodshot, yeah, that was created in '92. I was actually a comic book character, so I was like, this is the best role because I was collecting comics. There was documents, history behind that. Even though there's documents and history behind, Power Rangers, but it wasn't a Power Ranger book at all. So, just doing Power Rangers, we're never part of that brand, and we're kind of doing our own thing now, right? And which is good. But seeing all the new actors, seeing the movie not hit the goal where it wanted to hit, where it should have been $500 million or $1 billion movie, they should have connected original actors to the script, like Star Wars. I looked at the new trailer, it looks really good, but they've connected original people in it. I don't understand why studios just want to ignore it and try to rebranch, relaunch something that you can just relaunch it, but throw not just a cameo, taking a picture of father, mother of the Green Ranger kid, mentor, just tie it together so it can connect to you and then it can connect to the kids. Because let's face it, the reason why a lot of kids watch the originals is because it's connected to you. Because you're like, no, that ain't power. This is what I grew up with. And kids are like, oh, I like that too.
You guys were like the Beatles of superheroes.
Hey, I tell you, we went to Hawaii one time. It was me, Dave, and Amy, and we went to Hawaii for my parents, and we got off the plane, and it was just super crazy. I was like, what are all these people doing here? Like the whole airport was filled up. I remember little kids on Dad's shoulders, and them like shoving things in my face, like sign, sign. And I remember I had lays up to here, like, oh my God, I'm allergic to flowers, and lays were up to here, and I was like, this is crazy, and it was like that. Couple points in my life in the car, Universal Studios, people running into the car, like hearing this noise, and I was just like, what the heck? But see, I was never one of those actors to get that into my head. I was a martial artist by heart, you know, and I learned to be disciplined and humble, and you're silly if you look at something and think, oh, this is my whole entire life, because it's not. You know, because Comic-Cons, I didn't look at Comic-Cons as like, this is not my job. I would not need to be here if I don't want to. Like these when I do these shows, you can either get something to the table or you don't. I don't get paid to come to the Q&A to talk to you. I don't want to get paid talking to you because I want to be forced to do anything that I don't want to do. That's why you guys are like, oh, yeah, you're actually cool, man. You know, you want to talk about it. Yeah, because I don't get paid to talk about it. It's going to change your whole, you know, your whole personality. I'm sure you like doing what you do, and you do too. And the fans are like it, so we all need to be on the same page. And that's what I like about comics. Comic-Cons, I even forgot the question. I need to be when I was a kid.
You mentioned something earlier about the original and then doing something different. Now, I saw, this ties into you, I saw Mahershala Ali when he was picked as a new Blade, and Wesley Snipes said something very profound and very congratulated him. You were the original Bloodshot.
Yeah.
And now they're doing a movie with Vin Diesel as Bloodshot, and you were very gracious and you congratulated him on that.
Yeah, I was, when it came to Bloodshot, I remember when I got that role, because, you know, Batman's son, Aaron, hooked me up with that and Valiant, and I got the role, I had no clue what Bloodshot was at all. I was a big comic book collector, and they said Valiant was the third biggest comic. I'll be honest with you, I never heard of Valiant. I collected Marvel, and some DC. I never went to a comic shop as a kid to look at Valiant characters. Then I learned Jim Shooter, created Marvel, left, started Valiant, and so I researched Bloodshot. I loved it. Yeah, he was like the Wolverine. He was the Tommy of the Loner. He was the, you know, he was super cool. I put all my time into that for 2 years. I don't regret it. I promoted it where people were like, the what? Who? What's Bloodshot? You're all probably wondering now. Does anyone not know what Bloodshot is? Who does not know what Bloodshot is? Have you heard of Bloodshot? Raise your hand if you heard of Bloodshot. You know, right now, the room is starting to get 50%. When I started, maybe 1 out of 10 people would raise their hand. Hardcore Valiant fans, they accepted me as Bloodshot. And then I did the series, and it's called Ninjak versus the Valiant Universe. And then who was doing the movie, I think, was wanting to control the content. So they tried taking it off the channel. It was like, let's push it aside. It's a great series, just for Vin Diesel. And Vin filmed the movie. I saw the trailer. Super cool. I have nothing to say bad about Vin. He's got, 50 million followers, and he, I just, and he'll just hold the camera super still and be like, anyway. But I watch it. I think he's gonna be super cool in it, and Bloodshot needs a name like that to and is it risky? Yeah, it's risky. They're competing with Marvel. They put $100 million up. It's the same money as Power Rangers, Marvel, DC, so it is a little risky.
Yeah.
But I think it'll be fine. To me, it looks a little bit like Reddick, his eyes and stuff. It looks a little too familiar, but I think it'll be okay. But I really enjoyed playing Bloodshot.
Good. Good. You mentioned your martial arts background. How did you transition from that to MMA or to ultimate fighting?
I've always, ever since I trained in an organization called Red Dragon Karate, and my instructor was Chris Casamassa. He was the original Mortal Kombat Scorpion in the Mortal Kombat movie. Cool. So we were like legit schools, but we also knew how to fight and do all that. So we were doing that way before UFC. I remember we got a challenge in this is super old. We got a challenge. They put a challenge in some of the magazines, some of the men's magazines, and it was like $100,000 for whoever would win the Gracies. $100,000 thing. So it made people think about maybe fighting for $100,000. But I knew they were up to something. They would fight anybody, any size in it. then the jiu-jitsu got introduced. At least that's when I heard about it.
Okay.
Gracie's fighting all these people, so I've been training my whole life. I only do things for fun.
Okay.
That's why the way when asked about the CM Punk, it was for fun. There was no other reason except fun. I would have got paid $1, even though he got paid $1 million. I would have took $1 to fight him just to make it legal, just for fun.
Okay.
Because he was super easy to fight. Just saying, I could get caught onto that. No, you're too experienced. No, I'm really not. Yeah, no, I'm not. You know. But that's it. Everything I do, I try to do for fun.
Good.
You know.
Well, we hope you're having fun. We want you guys to have fun. So I'm going to open up to questions. If you have a question,
Hang on, I'll come down.
Mr. Frank, Rob will come down. First thing we need you to do, say your name and then your question. I think the guy in the hat
Okay.
had his finger up first, and he had the right finger up first, so I appreciate that.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
I'm doing all the running around.
Hi, Jason. My name's James, and I wanted to know, with all the episodes that you did in Power Rangers, which are your favorite ones that you did?
I like Fighting the Spirit and Dino Thunder. I thought that was fun. Green Ranger, the evil Green Ranger, I think was good. You know, being a bad guy was good. And that was the only time he could really tell Kimberly, like, the world don't revolve around you. It was the only time Tommy could really tell Kimberly anything. So being evil was fun. Yeah, but I think just because it's the original, and then going into the middle, Fighting the Spirit was a combination of everything. So the Red Ranger, or the Turbo wasn't in it, but it was probably my favorite. Then there's other episodes like Forever Red that was cool and stuff like that.
All right. How you doing, Jason? I'm Julian.
Hi.
Which Marvel Cinematic Universe character would you like to play as?
I don't think I could play any, man. Because unless I went to the Marvel, I had a Marvel dictionary full of all the characters, and there's thousands of characters that have not been
I
created.
have the same dictionary.
And Bloodshot was cool because it was never been played by anyone. That's why I liked it. I wasn't compared. Emissary on Transformers, when I did Transformers, I wasn't compared to any voice actor. I was able to do myself on Transformers and Bloodshot. I grew up watching it. I just don't want to reboot anyone or try to be like, you know, one of the characters I watch because it's just kind of weird. But a character that wasn't created in Marvel, I'd probably do, as long as it doesn't have a history.
Well, if you were going to reboot, I would say you should probably play Wolverine.
Oh, God, I like him. But I tell you, he was, people say I look like I'm the Iron Man. I don't know, he's my favorite, man. It would be hard to play someone that I really love to read, you know? Yeah, it's just...
Say play someone you really hate.
Someone I really hate?
Yeah.
Bob, no, Bob's alright. Who would I play?
Play Dr. Doom.
Professor X, maybe so I could be in a wheelchair. I don't have to walk around and work. Like, sure, standing, you know, that'd be good. Professor X was cool. I don't really hate I used to, like, Nightcrawler, when I first saw him, I was like, I hate that character, but I actually like him. And Daredevil, I wasn't sold on Daredevil.
Really?
At that time, the show and stuff like that. I don't know. There was a movie, short that Jay Lee wrote. It's called Hellshot. It was like 4 episodes, and I got pulled off the shelf. That was pretty cool. He looked like the Crow, and he was like half angel, half devil type of guy. But the series I like got pulled off. I actually bought the movie rights for it to do that.
Really?
Yeah, and it was, and I just contacted him. Like I just called him. He's like, "Hello." I was like, "Hi." You like this book? Yeah. And I just bought the rights for $1 and was going to do it. It's a pretty cool series, but I don't know about playing any Marvel. I mean, the Green Ranger would be hard to see, you know.
But then you could like talk old X-Men just like you did when you were in Power Rangers.
I think, but Hugh Jackman's just awesome Wolverine. I keep seeing him and other, you know what I mean? It's kind of weird.
Yeah, it's kind of just big, huge shoes to
All right,
fill.
bub.
Yeah.
Cigar be Wolverine, I guess.
Next.
Hi, Jason. My name is Josh. So I was wondering, how are things going with Legend of the White Dragon?
The Legend of the White Dragon, we originally started that as a Kickstarter.
Yeah.
And it was late. We only had 30 days, man. Like, I think if they put a Kickstarter later, we put the content out, it would have been really good. So the Kickstarter fell short, but for me it was just a hobby thing. Again, it wasn't like I was doing it for free, and I'm so busy with everything that then now people want to finance it, and it's getting too complex, like into the business mode. Remember my reality show that I did, you know, Con TV, it was for free, and then it got picked up for me, I did it for my YouTube, then it got picked up by Con TV. So then we're talking numbers, and so it was just stressful. So we have to see what goes on with that. It was going to just be something for fun. We'll probably revisit it. It was great doing stuff with Johnny, and it would have been great, but I think it was just too late on the Kickstarter. And I really hate Kickstarters, to be honest. I don't like it. But the reason we did it is we wanted everyone to be involved. People like it when they're like, dude, I put $10 up. I got a T-shirt. I was part of the Kickstarter, so I wanted everyone to share this great thing we were building, and not have it be like a studio and buy this, buy that. That's kind of what happened, So we'll revisit it a little bit.
So it's not dead.
No, we'll revisit it. It's just something for the fans. I've been hearing a lot about it. Costume's cool.
Awesome. Next.
What's up, Jason? My name's Ronnie. Doing martial arts your entire life, what type of martial arts do you currently like to train?
Well, I put Muay Thai on my hands because I love Muay Thai. I train a lot of weapons, man. A lot of weapons. I've been getting into more tactical stuff lately just because I had an injury on my leg. It's Muay Thai, my favorite. I mean, I started in Shotokan, which was my base. We did some Shikei, we did Aikido, we did Judo, we did Kung Fu, we did some Hapkido, we did Taekwondo with our legs. So we really had a blend of martial arts. And Penjak Salat, I mean, we just a lot. It was the best of every little style, so I can go into a seminar or a school and learn the basics. Because that's the hardest thing to learn, is the basics. If you have the basics, you can build. And I love it, man. I mean, people are like, what would you do if you wasn't here? I'll be in a dojo and happy as I can be, teaching people how to, defend themselves. And that's what I like. And I was talking about an A and B plan the other day. Like, always have an A plan. Your B plan will get you through life. The cool thing about me is my B plan is what I love to do already. So now I have an A plan just for fun. So I love doing what I do right now. And it's a lot of fun. I enjoy martial arts my whole entire life. Taught me discipline, taught you to be a warrior, taught you thick skin, competitions, all that stuff. Punching people in the face legally is great.
Yes. You want to lead with that.
It's your first sport. It's fun. Forrest Griffin said, why do you do UFC? And I read an article because I just like punching people in the face. Fun. Legally. Yeah. It's a sport. You donate your time, you sign a waiver. The waiver says, punch me in the face right here. It says, punch me in the face right here, and I'll pay with a little check in the shoulder. Anyway.
All right. Next one in the world. Next.
Hi, my name is Keon. What is your favorite?
Oh, there you are.
What is your favorite ranger to be?
The green was the first one, so that was like fun. All of them, though, to be honest. White Ranger was fun. Red Zeal was weird because I didn't have a chest shield or anything. Turbo was all right. Had the headlights on the helmet. But Dr. Oliver, I enjoyed going back as someone different, as like Dr. Oliver instead of Tommy. When kids would call me Dr. Oliver. Parents would be like, who?
Good question, Keon. Next.
Hi, I'm Thomas Miller, and my question is, why did you leave VR to go to Power Rangers?
Well, originally I left, he's talking about VR Troopers. Originally, that was my show. So I was the Green Ranger. Green Ranger powers were gone. They offered me my own TV show. At that time it was great because there was a lot of changes going on with cast members and it was just stressful. So I decided to just do my own show, and I had a studio next door, and it was great. And Cybertron was the name of it. It was, at that time, it was a one-man show. They didn't have the other characters in it. Went to do that. So I still got posters at home. Sold it around the world based off Jason and Frank, most popular Ranger, literally on the poster. It was sold syndicated, like 60% of the syndication market. If you don't know syndicated network, we're still a network TV show. It means one network around the world, same time. Syndicated means a little here, channel 55 at 7 and 8 o'clock. You know, when you're looking for 18, it's syndicated. So Cybertron was a syndicated show. We sold it 60% of the market. And then kids started calling and parents saying, we need the Green Ranger back. And they're like, oh no, what are we going to do? And then they asked me, they didn't really ask, I didn't really have a choice. They said, well, yeah, they didn't really ask me. They're like, you're going to be the White Ranger and we're going to turn this show into VR Troopers. How do you feel about that? And even if I said no, I still would have been white. So I decided to go back to Power Rangers, even though it wasn't my choice. You know what I'm talking about. And then VR Troopers happened and Power Rangers, and it was a good choice. I'm glad I became the White Ranger.